Well, hi everyone, and welcome to the New England Racing Show, Manchester Community TV, Channel 23, and also on YouTube. And I'm your host, Bill Sturgis. Well, this past Saturday night, we went up to our favorite track in the world, Bear Ridge Speedway in Bradford, Vermont. And it's a quarter-mile dirt oval. And it rained a little bit on the way up, but it let up, and they got in their first four features we were able to take. This here is the beginning of the Sportsman Coupes. They just started the race and already had a spin out, which happens quite a bit in all the divisions. Everyone's a little excited. You can see these are old coupe-bodied cars. That's the only thing that's old about them. Other than that, they are really well-built race cars. A lot like the mud buses that run up there, the modifieds. But they have the old-time flair to them. So we're going to do another restart. What I found interesting is the front row, the lead car, goes by himself, and then everyone lines up, double file behind him. I imagine that's so that nobody can pull any shenanigans on the leader. But here the leader just got passed by three cars. Four cars. I don't know if he was sweeping on the restart. But if he is, it's up to the cars behind him to just pass him. You're not going to sit there and wait for him. Kind of hard to read some of the numbers on these cars because they'd be a white car with a lettering that's not too much different. It was hard to see. But the 16 car, Billy Simmons, is the early leader there, and he set the pace for quite a while. And there he is right there. The 3 car of Jason Horniak, right behind him in second. It's funny how they're all turning left, but the wheels are turned to the right. That's dirt track racing. We got up there and there was a pretty long rain delay. We had to work the track with some graders and then letting cars go around for about a half hour. But I think the track came out really nice. When we were there in July, it ended up being glazed over and full of potholes, but I didn't see that tonight. This was more like dirt track racing. And if you like side-by-side racing, there it is. We're asphalt racers, but I used to see these bumper stickers that said, asphalt is what you drive on to get to your local dirt track. We used to laugh, but I've become a believer. This is some of the best racing I've seen all year at this track. There was a couple of pit crew guys standing next to me while I was filming, and I asked them what car they were with, and they said the 81, and that's the black car coming around right here, right there. And That's Louie Cadwell. He's in 5th place. And they said he won the week before. So we focused a little bit on Louie, watch him work his way up through the pack. And he's quite a driver, I'll tell you. He managed to pass cars one by one and get right up there. Here's another restart. And you can see the leader's up there all by himself. Billy Simmons. Looks like they're going to go one more. Second, number 3 of Jason Horniak. The third, 24 of Jeremy Beckley. And he just gets on it right there. Another yellow. Somebody's off the corner in turn 1. There he goes. That's not dust, that's engine smoke from somebody in the back. The 3 cars giving the leader a run. Almost got underneath him. It's funny how you can take the low or the high and you could be faster either way, depending how your car's set up. And here's Louie Cadwell coming up on the 3 car of Jason Horniak. Simmons is still hanging in there. And they're coming up on the lap car now. This is where things get interesting. It's like Simmons is getting around him. And 3 and the 81. He almost made the inside work. I think he lost some momentum coming off the corner. Here they are in a lap car. And the 3 might have had contact with the 81 or with the lap car, and he's falling back now. Here's another yellow. I don't know if that's the lap car that they came in contact with or what, but I was looking for the 3 car. He fell way back. Here we go. The push truck in the front, the red one to your left, broke down. So they had another push truck to push him. That's a first. In Bear Ridge, they call that push truck love. I think he blew his transmission because you could hear him revving it up to about $6,000 and he wasn't going anywhere. Okay, we're getting near the end of the race. Simmons is out to a lead again. He's pretty good on the restarts. But the 81's Louie is right there. Gonna try the inside. Give him a slide job. And there he goes. And he's cleared him. And the 71 gets him for second place. We don't have a name with that. He's not on the roster here. Oh yeah, Josh Harrington. Yep. So Josh has taken over second. Billy Simmons still hanging in at third. I think that's the 17, KC Pike. The white car with the fluorescent green numbers. One to go. And there's Louie Cadwell, the winner, taking the checkered. Second was Josh Harrington in the 71. Third, Billy Simmons hung on for third. They didn't do a victory lane because the weather was a little iffy, so they just ran feature after feature. There were no heats that night. So out come the dirt midgets. I believe there was 19 of them. And they're connected with USAC. And what a show this was. But I'll tell you, those Coupes put on a great show. And these guys are like a swarm of bees with their four-cylinder engines. A lot of them are Focus engines. A lot of them are the Quad 4s. Come out of, I think it was the Oldsmobiles back in the 90s, early 2000s. It's a powerful engine. They got to be pushed a little bit to start it. They don't really have starters. And I believe there was an Ecotec engine out there. But much like the NEMA lights, a lot of them are Ford Focus. And they run wingless. Instead of coil shocks with coilovers on the back, they run torsion bars. Some have torsion bars on the front also, but a lot of them are coilovers on the front. But these are dirt cars. That you wouldn't want to race these on asphalt. Just as you wouldn't want to run an asphalt car that has right-hand steer, where the steering comes out of the side on the right side instead of the left, because then you can't turn the wheels to the right as much as you can with a left-hand steer. And you need to turn the wheels to the right as much as you can on these things. If you know what drifting is, that's what they do through the corners here. We didn't do our pit tour tonight. We did it back in July, and these cars are, I mean, very, very well done. They tour around, they go to Legion Speedway in Wentworth, New Hampshire, another dirt track. I think they go to another track in New York. I'm not sure, near Albany. They race there also. But they race here at Bear Ridge quite a bit. Here they come for the initial start. There's actually two touring divisions of dirt midgets. The USAC DMA, and there's another splinter group called the Outlaw Series. And some of them showed up tonight to race with the USAC midgets. I don't know why they can't get together and be one big group, but you know how politics are. Look at that, 4 wide in the corners. It's unbelievable. Try as we could, we couldn't identify every car. The numbers are pretty small on the tail tanks of some of these. They got to get bigger numbers. But the yellow car in second place, that's the number 2 of Scott Viets. He's third in points right now. Scott's working the inside really, really well. I shouldn't say that, he just fell back a little bit. I think they have a yellow here. The blue car in third place the number 4 of Joe Krawiak. Hope I'm saying that right, Joe. There's somebody spun out coming out of 2. Another yellow car. Anyway, it was pretty neat the way they just ran feature after feature this night. After this, they ran the sprint cars, which we'll show next week. Here they are in another restart. 3 and 4 wide going into 1. And there's Scott taking over first place right there. The black car is hanging in there and gets first place back. But he's riding way up on the corners. I don't think you can hold your speed going that high. Scott's running a beautiful line, right in the middle, and he's just pulling away from everyone right now. And there's a 4 car of Joe Krawiak taking over second. There's a good battle for 4th. That's a 6 car, that blue car in 4th. I believe that's an outlaw car. They didn't have him on the roster. But he was moving up pretty well. He's moving up on the 4 car to give him a run for second place. Scott beats the leader. And there's a 4 and a 6 fighting it out for second. Got messed up a little bit by a lap car. I was asking a few people, how do you know how many laps there are up on what lap they're on? He said, well, when he throws the white, that means there's 1 to go. Usually you have somewhere a lap counter that the drivers can check out and see how much is left, but Bear Ridge doesn't have one for some reason. So we'll just watch for them to throw the white flag. I think this was 25 laps. That's one of the 76 cars of Frank Manafort. I believe that might be Adam Pearson driving that one right there, the black one. Adam also drives a Sportsman modified, and he's fourth in points in that division. We showed them the last time we were on, back in July. That's it. Scott Veets the winner. Second place, Joe Krawak. And third was a number 6. I believe that was an outlaw car. We didn't get his name, but just some awesome racing here at Bear Ridge. Trying to get a close-up of Scott's car. And just as he's going around, the Scone sprint cars are getting ready to come out. I mean, they didn't waste any time. I was standing right there where the cars come out, so here they are. They had to be pushed to start, so their crews have the four-wheelers, or they're pushing them out to get them going. That blue and white car is Butch Valley Jr. And we're just teasing you today, showing you the cars lining up. But as far as the actual feature, we're going to show that next week. We'll show the Scone cars. And they had a couple of flips. We got one of them on camera. And the last feature out that we have on is the dirt late models. They put on a pretty good show too, just as every division here does. Now these are 360 cubic inch maximum sprint cars. The only difference between them and the World of Outlaws is probably about $50,000 an engine. World of Outlaws run 410 cubic inch small blocks, probably all aluminum, custom engines. This car here, the 17, was my favorite looking car. But I mean, you don't need to have $70,000 engines to put on a good show. These sprint cars in New England just put on a real fantastic show. And even in the national sprints, they are going downsizing from 410s to 360s and 350, I believe, because the costs are just outrageous. You just can't spend 70 grand on an engine, and it's crazy. But the cars here, they're very affordable, and they put on a great show. So next week, we're going to show you the sprint car feature and the dirt late model feature at our favorite track, Bear Ridge Speedway in Bradford, Vermont. And we'll be going there a lot more next year. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.